Once upon a time in the ancient land of Egypt, there reigned a mighty pharaoh known as Firaun. He was a ruler of unparalleled power and wealth, with a vast kingdom that stretched along the banks of the Nile River. The people of Egypt revered him as a god, believing that he was the chosen one to maintain the order and prosperity of their civilization. Firaun's palace was a marvel of architectural brilliance, filled with treasures and adorned with magnificent artworks. The kingdom thrived under his rule, with bustling cities, fertile farmlands, and grand temples dedicated to the gods. However, Firaun was a ruler whose heart was hardened by pride and arrogance. He demanded absolute obedience from his subjects and would not tolerate any challenge to his authority. One day, a man named Moses appeared before Firaun's court. Moses, who had been raised in the royal household but had fled Egypt years earlier, now returned with a divine message. He stood before Firaun and declared, "I come with a message from the Lord of all worlds. Let my people go, so they may worship their God in freedom." Firaun scoffed at Moses' words, his pride blinding him to the truth. "Who is this Lord that I should heed his command?" he demanded. "I am the God of Egypt, and no one challenges my rule." Moses replied calmly, "The Lord is the creator of the heavens and the earth, the one who has sent me to free the Israelites from your bondage." Enraged by Moses' audacity, Firaun refused to release the Israelites. To demonstrate the power of his God, Moses performed a series of miraculous signs. He turned his staff into a serpent, made his hand leprous and then healed it, and turned the Nile's water into blood. Despite these wonders, Firaun's heart remained hardened, and he dismissed Moses as a mere sorcerer. In response, a series of plagues descended upon Egypt. The Nile turned to blood, frogs swarmed the land, lice and flies tormented the people, livestock died, boils afflicted the Egyptians, hail destroyed crops, locusts devoured what remained, and darkness enveloped the land. Each plague was a clear sign of divine power, yet Firaun's pride only grew, and he stubbornly refused to release the Israelites. Finally, the 10th plague struck Egypt, the death of the firstborn. From the palace to the humblest home, every Egyptian household mourned the loss of a firstborn child. Only the Israelites, who had marked their doors with lamb's blood as Moses had instructed, were spared. This final blow shattered Firaun's resolve, and in his grief and fear, he commanded Moses to take the Israelites and leave Egypt. As the Israelites departed, Firaun's pride resurfaced. He regretted his decision and ordered his army to pursue them. The Israelites, led by Moses, reached the Red Sea, with Firaun's chariots closing in. In a moment of divine intervention, Moses raised his staff, and the waters of the sea parted, allowing the Israelites to cross on dry ground. When Firaun's army followed, the waters returned, drowning the pursuing soldiers and Firaun himself. Thus the reign of the mighty Firaun came to a tragic end, his story becoming a timeless lesson of the perils of pride and defiance against divine will. The Israelites, free at last, continued their journey towards the promised land, their faith strengthened by the miracles they had witnessed. And the tale of Firaun, the pharaoh of Egypt, was passed down through generations as a reminder of the power of humility and obedience to the greater good.